Today is May 26, 2023. This is Gumperdo, your host for today, bringing you your daily Hifu news. There has been, news for Hifu for today. That is right, folks. You heard that right. There has been, news for Hifu for today. And, I've got a phone call. Hello? Yes? Excuse me. What do you mean there's been news for the third episode of Hifu for 5 months now? Back in December of 2022. And it's not the comic at release. Even before Daily Hifuu Club activity record, the sealed Esoteric history news even started. Ay caramba. I do suppose I should come clean to you, the one viewer who's still watching to this point, and the zero who genuinely cared about Hifuu news in the first place. I have been leading you on all this time. There has, in fact, been news for Hifuu, and it's 5 months overdue. But why, you may ask? Why in the Hakurei God's name would I do this? What sick pleasure did I derive from this? There are a couple of reasons to that, but I suppose I should go in order. The first being, I really, genuinely thought there was no news for Hifuu when I first started making the series. I did research, of course, and I found out that the first part of the third episode of Hifuu, Fate, was already released at Comic-Con 100 in August of 2022, but that there might not be any available version for overseas fans who did not attend Comic-Con 100. But a Google search and a click on the English wiki page for Toho Project does not a good researcher make. As the foremost reporter on the internet for Hifuu news, it should have been remiss of me to be, in any capacity, idle in carrying out my duties in plumbing the web for news of Hifuu. I should have scrolled more than one page on Google. I should have joined a Discord server. I should have asked a question on a Toho forum, and yet those are exactly what I did not do. My negligence in my duties eventually caught up to me when I realized a couple dozen episodes into the series that there really had been news for Hifuu. And still, I refused to end Hifuu news because of something that had come up during production. The description. I think there is fairly strong evidence, judging by the majority of viewer interactions with the channel, that the description for daily Hifuu news became more of a channel mainstay than anything actually related to Hifuu, or Toho, for that matter, ever could have. And in a show with a premise as absurd as its host diving further and further into a spiral of desperation waiting for Hifuu news, a point I don't think I have yet reached. Something even remotely resembling a stimuli, like the description pulling double duty as a daily journal, for example, was bound to become the incentive to click. Honestly, I liked those descriptions. I still do. They gave me a window to talk about things I wouldn't necessarily want on a group chat or any boring old physical journal. Stood in for by the pseudo-fictional settings and characters of Toho's Secret Sealing Club, Maribel Hearn and Usami Renko, the experiences of I and the people in my life could be put down to paper in a manner that was less direct and in better taste, all the while being a good exercise that pushed me to do just a bit of creative writing every day. It helped me through hard times, it heightened my good ones, and more often than not, it documented with just the right amount of excitement the mediocrity of my daily life that was far, far more palatable than any attempt at a normal journal could ever have been. All this is to say, I am quite attached to Hifuu news for the description alone, but I have made the active choice to stop it on 99 in spite of the fact. Why? It's partly my conscience speaking, but there's also the fact that for a series intended to be a spoof on the wait for a Toho Doujin anime, I thought it was only right to end it on the strongest number of all. Now, with that all out of the way, without any further ado, the actual news for Hifuu. On December 24th, 2022. This video was uploaded by a user onto YouTube bearing the name Toho, The Sealed Esoteric History, Episode 3, English subs 1080p. True to this word, it is a public digital upload of the first half of the third episode of Hifu. What we have been waiting for all this time. Feast your eyes upon it. It is real at long last. Now, the uploader did specify in the description to not credit them, but seeing as my intention is to report on news for Hifu through any medium possible, this is not an easy thing to do. Nevertheless, I will try to respect their wishes insofar as my reporting will allow. So, as a show of good faith, because the uploader also expressed their wish to defer all credit to the production studio that made this fan anime a reality in the first place, I will do just that and take this moment to thank Kyoto Fantasy Troupe for their stunning work on this anime. None of us would be here without them. Their website, YouTube channel, and the third episode in question will all be in the description for you all to check out. So, what's in store for the future of Hifu? The obvious answer is the second part of the third episode. Will I be doing another counter for that? No, I'm frankly tired. But, nonetheless, this version I'm reporting on doesn't really count as an official release, does it? It's not uploaded by Kyoto Fantasy Troupe, so some might understandably have apprehensions about watching something they think is not totally legitimate. So, what does that mean? That means the wait still continues, of course, for Hifu 3 Part 2, for the official release of Hifu 3 Part 1, and so on. So, go on. There's plenty of adventures to be had and things to wait for. But thank you for tuning into my channel in the meantime. Thanks to Peter Griffin, Joel Brandon, Ryo Yamada, Witchy the Rock, and Purple Chair for your hard work as special hosts. Thanks to Jordan, Cappy, Purple Chair, and occasionally the esteemed The Yaim, Kazuhiro, and Adrifero Maheswara for your support in the comments all throughout. Thanks to everyone else who hopped in on the ride, patiently waiting for news. Thank you for being part of my journey up until this point. Now, it's time for you to go have yours. This has been your daily news for Hifu for today, May 26, 2023.